The deal. Let me give you a deal, and I want you to actually decide before this video ends. You can take something that isn't yours, money, credit for someone's work, an advantage you didn't earn, something significant, life-changing maybe. Here's the condition that makes it interesting. You'll never be caught. Not probably won't, never. No audit, no witness, no leak. Even your guilt. Say it fades in a month, the way most guilt does. Would you take it? Don't answer with the answer you'd say out loud. Answer with the one you'd live. Plato asked this first. 2,400 years ago, Plato told a story about a shepherd who finds a ring that makes him invisible. Once no one can see him, his behavior changes fast. He seduces the queen, kills the king, takes the kingdom. And the challenge in the story is brutal. Give that ring to a good man and a bad man, and soon you won't be able to tell them apart. People are only good because they are watched. Justice is a tax we pay to avoid punishment. And when the tax collector goes blind, we stop paying. So that's the question. What happens to goodness when no one is watching? And the answer depends on something invisible, what you believe reality actually is. If this world is all there is, let me be fair first. There's a lazy version of this argument I refuse to make. Plenty of people who believe this world is all there is are honest, generous, and self-sacrificing. Some of them put believers to shame. And they have real reasons not to cheat, even in secret. I don't want to be a thief. I know. Every act of dishonesty trains the next one. I care about the person I'd be taking from. I depend on a world where people trust each other. Those are serious answers. But look where every one of those reasons lives. They're all payoffs inside this life, which means every one of them has a price. If the prize is big enough and the guilt really fades, then somewhere there's a point where cheating becomes a smart move. Maybe your price is high, but in that picture of the world, a price always exists. Now change one thing. Same deal, same secrecy, just change what reality is. Suppose you're a soul, and this life is what forms it. And suppose there is a God who sees, not like a camera, but the way an author knows a character, all the way down. Three things change. First, there was never a secret. No creature is hidden from his sight, but all are naked and exposed to the eyes of him to whom we must give account. That's Hebrews 4:13. And Jesus flips it positive too. Give and pray in secret, because your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Secret sin and secret virtue have the same property, exactly one observer who counts. Second, the choice changes you. One who is dishonest in a very little is also dishonest in much. Luke 16:10. Every choice is a brick in the person you're becoming, and that person is what you carry out of this life. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Mark 8:36. That's not poetry, that's an exchange rate. Third, the game doesn't end. In the first picture, every cost of cheating expires at death. In this one, the deal plays for 30 years and costs forever. You don't need theology to evaluate that. You need math. Same deal, same secrecy, different reality, and the smart move flips. That's what this channel is about. What you believe reality is changes what every choice is worth. You run this experiment every day. The expense report nobody checks. The self-checkout that didn't scan. What you do with your eyes in your browser when you're alone. Small stakes and zero detection. That's exactly where your real beliefs show. Not the ones you defend in an argument, the ones you live. And here's the uncomfortable part. Plenty of Christians live in those moments as if the world is all there is. Some unbelievers live as if it isn't, paying costs no one will ever see. Behavior is the most honest confession of belief there is. The pushback. 3 honest objections. 1. You've made morality a bigger bribe. Being good for heaven is still self-interest, just with a longer spreadsheet. That's a powerful objection. It's the accusation Satan makes in the book of Job. Does Job fear God for no reason? The short answer, The reward isn't wages for being good, it's becoming good. A payoff you can only receive by ceasing to act for the payoff is a strange kind of bribe, but it deserves a full video and it's coming. 2. People who don't believe in God don't actually cheat more. True, and I already said so. My point is narrower. One worldview says everyone has a price. The other says some things are wrong at any price. Those are different pictures of reality, even when the behavior looks the same. 3. This proves belief is useful, not true. Also right. Nothing tonight proves eternity exists. What if what it shows is that the two world reviews aren't two moods about the same world? They give different answers to a real question. Is there any price at which betraying the good becomes a smart move? Your life will answer that question whether you think about it or not. Back to the deal. Perfect secrecy, real prize. What did you decide? And whatever you answered, ask why. Because if some part of you says there are things you wouldn't do at any price, with no witnesses, forever, then some part of you already refuses to believe that the visible world is the whole board. Maybe that part of you is the leftover instinct, or maybe it's the most accurate perception you have. That's worth knowing.